This is the luxurious dessert that is going to make you forget that you gave up sugar. If you're missing dessert and you're struggling, trying to fight sugar cravings, you want something special for a special upcoming occasion, this is the delicious way that you do it, and it tastes even better than the real thing. So tomorrow is my birthday. I am making my birthday dessert, but I don't want to put the sugar in it. So we are doing my cheesecake. If you have pre-ordered my cookbook, you are going to actually get the Cheesecake Bites version of this as part of the pre-order bonus. If not, the link is in the description box. You can go order that. The Cheesecake Bites might be even better than this full-size one, but we're going to make the full-size one today. And this happens in 3 parts. So first of all, the crust. We're going to start with 1 cup of pork panko. If you do not eat pork, use chicken flour or potentially something like almond flour. We're also going to add in 2 tablespoons of allulose. You can use another powdered keto sweetener if you prefer. You can also leave the sweetener out if you would like. Next is 2 tablespoons of whey protein concentrate. If you want it to be a little more like the graham cracker style crust, add in 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. And I have 4 tablespoons of butter. If you were using unsalted butter, also add a pinch of salt. And then we're going to mix this together until we get a wet sand texture. This is a little bit of a drier mixture, so as it starts to come together, don't be afraid to get your hands in there and work it with your fingers so you can really get it worked into a nice crumbly graham cracker style crust mixture. This is a pre-greased 9-inch springform pan. Use bacon grease, butter, beef tallow, lard, whatever you want to grease it with, very lightly. We're going to put our graham cracker mixture in here, and we're going to press it into an even layer in the bottom of this pan. And I'm actually going to press it slightly up each of the sides as well. Another tip is you can use a glass with a flat bottom, and you can actually press that down and compress it really well all the way around, so you get a nice even bottom crust that way. And you really want to compress this down so it all forms together as it bakes. So there is the graham cracker crust pressed into the springform pan. This goes in a 325-degree oven for 8 to 10 minutes until it just starts to get a little bit of a golden brown color. When it comes out of the oven, we're going to actually mix up the ingredients for the cheesecake itself while that is cooling. Right, there is our crust. We're going to let that cool before we finish the cheesecake on top. So part 2 is the filling for the cheesecake. And of course, it's a cheesecake. We have cream cheese. I have 16 ounces or 2 blocks of cream cheese. This is softened. We're just going to mix it together just to make sure the temperature is even and that it is fully mixed together before we start adding another ingredient. I'm going to add 2/3 of a cup of allulose. You can use another keto sweetener if you prefer, but best results are with allulose. Also going to add a generous pinch of salt. Salt helps the sweetness stand out. And we're just going to mix that until it's combined. We want to do this on low so we don't whip a bunch of air into this mixture this entire time. Because we're mixing this on low, you can actually also do this by hand with a spatula if you prefer. It's just faster with a mixer, but make sure you're not whipping air into your mixture. We're now going to add 2 eggs, but we're going to do them one at a time. So I'm going to add 1 egg, fully combine it, and then add the second egg. That's going to give us the most even mixture. This is where you get to choose if you want to flavor your cheesecake with anything. My recommendation is 2 teaspoons of vanilla and 1 teaspoon of lemon juice. That little bit of lemon makes your cheesecake really stand out nicely. We're going to incorporate our flavorings. You can also add additional sweetener if you would like, because sweetener is always to taste. Incorporate that. And the last thing we need to put in is some sour cream, and that needs to go in at the very end. We're going to add in our sour cream, and I'm actually folding this in by hand. It's the last thing we're going to add, and we want to make sure this mixture stays nice and smooth so we get that rich, dense cheesecake texture. So we don't want to whip any air into this final mixture as we mix in this sour cream. So now we're going to take our crust in our springform pan, pour our cheesecake mixture right on top. Now we're just going to smooth out the top and spread this around as best we can. And then we're just going to bang this on the counter a couple of times. And that settles out any air bubbles, releases all of that, so we get the most smooth, dense cheesecake possible. This is now going to go in a 300-degree oven for 45 to 55 minutes. Once the edges are set, but the center is still slightly wobbly, it is done. We do not want to overdo this and dry it out. We want that really luxurious, rich, creamy texture. 45 to 55 minutes, and then we're gonna crack the oven and turn off the oven and let it rest in there for about another 30 minutes before we pull it out. So the cheesecake is baking, and that is the second part of what makes this so good. But if you really want to step this up and make this something extra special, bakery level, luxurious, beautiful dessert, this is the thing that you are going to need. About 3/4 of a cup of allulose. You can use another powdered keto sweetener, but for best results, do use allulose. This is going to go in a saucepan. I also have a tablespoon of lemon juice and a tablespoon and a half of water, and we're going to sprinkle 1 1/4 teaspoons of gelatin over top of it. This is called blooming gelatin. It's going to let it absorb that moisture so that it dissolves better. We're going to set that aside. We're going to chop 1 1/2 cups of frozen strawberries. Now, as you're chopping your strawberries or doing any of that kind of stuff, make sure you are being careful so you do not cut yourself. Use good knife technique so that you don't actually end up hurting yourself, because we don't want to cut ourselves in the process of this. Hey y'all, I want to interrupt the video for just a second. I have something brand new that I think is going to help a lot of you, called the Backstage Kitchen Roadie Sessions. Do you wish you had somebody who could sit and customize a cooking plan for you so you felt confident in your kitchen? It's exactly what I am doing. I'm doing cooking coaching one-on-one. Go to my email, which is listed in the description box. Send me a message and you can secure your spot for the Backstage Kitchen Roadie Sessions. We're going to go through a meal plan, the proteins you like, are there macros you're trying to hit, and I'm going to help you have confidence in the kitchen to cook amazing food. And I'm not talking complicated recipes either. I'm talking simple but delicious things you can fix for yourself and your family. Sign up because spots are limited, and I would love to work with you guys and give you the confidence to go in your kitchen and make amazing food that matches your specific goals. Backstage Kitchen Roadie Sessions with Chris Cook in Nashville live. Now, let's get back to the video. Strawberries are now chopped. We're going to put these into the saucepan as well, and we're going to start to cook this on a medium-high heat while stirring. We're going to cook it until it starts to thicken down. We need to cook some of the extra moisture out of the strawberries because there's going to be some water come out of them. I want to cook it down until it starts turning kind of syrupy in consistency. We can go ahead and turn off the heat, and we can now add our bloomed gelatin, which has that lemon juice in it. And we're going to stir this all together so that it will combine and mix completely. Once that's fully combined, we're just going to let it sit here, and we're going to let it cool to room temperature. This is going to go on top of our cheesecake when it's done, and then when we refrigerate it, it's going to set up into this beautiful strawberry layer that will cleanly slice but still be soft and jammy when we eat it. All right, time is up. Our cheesecake is setting around the edges, but it is still a little wobbly in the middle. It's exactly what we want. Leave the oven door cracked, and it's turned off. We're going to let it rest for 30 minutes. All right, we're going to go ahead and pull our cheesecake out. Now, it is still warm, but it's not hot anymore. And we're going to let that cool to room temperature. And if it gets a little split in it like that, it's okay. We're going to put some strawberry topping over it anyway, so don't worry about it. We're going to cool that to room temperature. We'll put the strawberry topping on top, and then it goes in the refrigerator overnight. Wait until you see how this thing slices. Now let's see what Mom and Dad think.
Best bite is the first. Oh yeah, that's good. If you just ate this piece of cheesecake and nobody told you that it wasn't just standard American diet cheesecake, you would never know. That is so rich and so creamy.
There is nothing that you miss on this cheesecake. Tastes like good, normal cheesecake you'd get from anywhere. It's delicious. You have got to try this.
There is like more of this in the kitchen, right? I'll take like half the cheesecake if that's okay.
I know you wish you were here. I'll be done with mine soon.
I love cheesecake.